Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Excited for this one.
Me too. Today we're going to take a look at Tesla in 2025.
Oh, yeah, Tesla.
So, to help us out with this, we've got three sources.
Okay.
The first one is an article from The Motley Fool.
Yeah, they're great for breaking down investing.
Yeah, exactly, making it understandable.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a good place to start.
Yeah.
And they're asking the question, is Tesla stock a smart buy right now in 2025?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I mean, Tesla's huge, right?
Oh yeah, they're massive.
As of January 6th, they're the 8th largest company in the world.
Wow.
That's from Motley Fool Research.
8th largest in the world.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and their stock has been doing really well,
Oh, for years.
for years. But then after the election,
Trump, yeah.
President Trump.
It surged nearly 70%.
Yeah, so some people might be thinking, oh, that's just because Trump likes big business.
Right.
But it's more than that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more to it.
Like what?
A lot of the excitement is tied to Tesla's potential in the self-driving car space.
Oh, yeah, their autonomous tech.
Yeah, like the Cybercab. You've heard of that.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about the Cybercab, but they also have this Optimus robot.
Oh, right.
And that could change a bunch of industries.
Okay, so that's sort of the optimistic view of Tesla.
Right. The bull case?
Exactly. But we also had this report from Morgan Stanley,
Okay.
and it's called Tesla, Beyond EVs, Decarbonizing the World.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're taking a look at Tesla's energy ambitions.
Not just electric vehicles.
Right, like beyond just the cars.
Interesting.
So it is really interesting.
Yeah, because Motley Fool is looking at, should you buy the stock right now?
The immediate future?
Yeah. But Morgan Stanley is saying even if the electric vehicle market doesn't explode,
Right.
like everyone thinks it will,
Okay. Could Tesla's energy stuff justify their crazy valuation?
that's a great point.
Yeah.
So we've got the bullish side, we've got the maybe more cautious side, and then this whole other angle of Tesla as this clean energy powerhouse.
Exactly. And then the third source that we have is from Bloomberg.
Okay.
And it's an article called Tesla's Energy Revolution, Powering a Sustainable Future.
Okay, so they're really going all in on that idea of clean energy.
Yeah, they are. And their argument is that Tesla wants to completely change how we produce and consume energy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's a big goal.
It is a huge goal.
So it's not just like selling solar panels and batteries. They
Right.
want to build like a whole new energy ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to that first article for a second.
Okay, the Motley Fool one.
Yeah, the Motley Fool.
Yeah.
So they acknowledge Tesla's had this huge rise.
Obviously.
Yeah. They lead in the electric vehicle market.
They're competing with BYD in China,
Mhm.
which is huge.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, and they've built this amazing brand that everyone wants.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do point out some red flags.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
One of the biggest is their financial performance lately.
Really?
Yeah, 2024 was the first year since 2011 that their vehicle sales declined.
Huh. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and their automotive revenue only grew by 2% in the third quarter of 2024.
Hmm.
So that raises the question, can Tesla maintain its valuation if its main business isn't growing as fast as investors want?
Especially with that price to earnings ratio.
Oh my gosh.
It's like around 200.
It's insane.
It is insane compared to like under 10 for a typical car company.
Right.
So what's driving that massive difference?
That is the question.
Is it hype or is there actually something else going on?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Tesla supporters argue that the valuation is based on their future potential,
Okay.
especially in the autonomous driving space.
Self-driving cars.
Yeah, they say that Tesla's fleet of vehicles,
All those cars out there.
yeah, all those cars collecting data, and they can upload software updates,
Oh, right.
which gives them a huge advantage in developing self-driving technology.
Interesting.
Yeah, even compared to companies like Waymo,
Uh-huh.
who might be ahead in the tech right now,
Yeah.
Tesla's approach could win in the long run because they have so much data.
So it's not about being first to market.
Right.
It's about having the best data.
Yeah, it's a bet on Tesla revolutionizing how we get around.
Not just electric cars, but self-driving electric cars.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But the Motley Fool isn't totally convinced yet.
Well, they're not wrong to be a little hesitant.
Sure.
They say the potential is there,
Mm-hmm.
but real results from self-driving cars are still years away, probably.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they're worried about the risk for investors who are buying Tesla stock at this crazy high price.
Yeah, if it never actually delivers.
Right. And there are some other things Tesla has to worry about.
Oh, like what?
Well, EV demand growth in the U.S. is actually slowing down.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that smooth transition to electric vehicles that everyone thought it would be.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, the economy is kind of uncertain right now.
That's true.
So people are maybe holding off on big purchases like a car.
Even if it's electric.
Right, exactly.
Makes sense.
Plus, charging infrastructure still isn't as convenient as gas stations.
Especially if you don't live in a city.
Yeah, especially in rural areas.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole range anxiety thing,
Oh, right. People are worried about running out of charge.
especially on long trips.
Makes sense.
So there are still some hurdles for electric vehicles to overcome.
Yeah. So basically just the realities of owning an EV right now.
Right, and then there's the political landscape.
Oh, yeah. Trump.
Yeah, the Motley Fool says that the Trump administration might get rid of EV tax credits,
Oh, wow.
and they might support fossil fuels more.
So that could make things harder for Tesla.
Definitely, if the government isn't encouraging electric vehicles,
Right.
it could slow down adoption.
Mm-hmm.
And if gas-powered cars become more attractive,
Right.
then that's not good for Tesla.
Yeah. So there's a lot of uncertainty for Tesla in the U.S. market.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the Motley Fool's take.
Yeah, kind of excited about the potential,
Uh-huh.
but also a little cautious.
Yeah. Because of the valuation and the challenges that they face.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move on to that Bloomberg article.
Okay, the one about the energy revolution.
Yeah. They see Tesla not just as a car company,
Right.
but as a big part of the shift to clean energy.
That's really interesting.
It is. And they're really intrigued by Tesla's work with what they call virtual power plants.
Virtual power plants.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what that is.
Okay, so think about it this way.
Okay.
You have thousands of homes, all equipped with Tesla Powerwalls.
Those are their home batteries.
Right, and they're all connected and working together.
Okay.
So instead of having those huge power plants,
The ones we have now.
yeah, we'd be using the power for individual homes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty big shift.
It is.
So these power walls can store energy from solar panels.
During the day when the sun's out,
Right.
and then release it back to the grid when people need it.
So like in the evening when everyone gets home?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So homeowners are not just using energy more efficiently.
Uh-huh.
They're actually helping to make the whole energy grid more sustainable.
And more resilient.
Exactly. And they could even sell their extra energy back to the utility company.
So your home is basically a mini power plant.
Right. And Bloomberg thinks this is a key part of Tesla's vision.
That's incredible. But how realistic is this whole virtual power plant thing?
That's a good question.
Are we really going to see entire cities powered by Tesla batteries?
Well, Bloomberg acknowledges the challenges.
Okay.
Like cost, for one thing.
Yeah, power walls and those big megapack things are expensive.
Not everyone can afford them right now.
Right.
And then there are regulatory hurdles.
Oh, yeah, because all of our energy infrastructure.
And the rules.
Yeah, they're designed for the old way of doing things.
Right. The centralized grid.
Yeah, not this distributed model.
So Tesla's working with governments and utility companies.
Trying to make it happen.
Yeah, but it's a slow process. It's a big change. Yeah, it's like turning a giant ship around.
Exactly.
But Bloomberg argues that things are moving in the right direction.
Okay.
Governments are realizing we need cleaner energy systems.
They're more resilient.
Yeah. And as the cost of solar and battery tech goes down,
Mhm.
Tesla's solutions become more affordable for more people.
So there are hurdles.
Right.
But Bloomberg sees Tesla's energy revolution as a really powerful force.
Yeah. Potentially just as transformative as what they did with cars.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. But let's talk about the money.
Oh, okay, the dollars and cents.
Yeah, that's where the Morgan Stanley report comes in.
Okay, perfect.
And welcome back to our deep dive into all things Tesla.
So we've talked about the bull case and the bear case for Tesla stock.
Yeah.
And we've touched on their potential to shake up the energy sector.
Uh-huh.
So now I think it's time to zoom in on the actual products and services.
Yeah, the stuff that's driving this whole energy revolution.
Exactly. So we've mentioned power walls and megapacks a couple times.
Yeah.
But I think we need to unpack those a bit more.
Okay, good idea.
So, think of the power wall as your home energy HQ.
Okay.
It's basically a giant battery
Yeah.
that stores all the electricity your solar panels are making.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use that energy whenever you need it, even when it's not sunny.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about it,
Right, because one of the biggest criticisms of solar power,
is that it's not always there.
exactly, it's intermittent.
You can't rely on it 24/7.
Right, but with a power wall, you can.
It's like your own little energy reserve.
Yeah, and it's not just storing energy.
Right.
It can actually interact with the grid,
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
pooling energy when prices are low
Yeah.
and sending it back when demand is high.
Yeah, so you can actually make money with it.
Potentially, yeah.
And that's a big part of how those virtual power plants work.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's not just about being energy efficient at home. It's about actively participating in the energy market.
That's really cool.
It is.
Okay, so we get the Powerwall, but what about the Megapack?
Okay, so the Megapack is like a Powerwall,
Okay.
but much bigger.
Okay, how much bigger are we talking?
Way bigger.
Okay.
Like utility scale.
Okay.
So we're talking about powering entire neighborhoods or factories.
Wow.
Maybe even a small town.
So we're going from individual homes to entire community.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Okay, and are there real-world examples of this happening already?
Yeah, actually there are.
Okay, like what?
Well, in Australia, for example,
Okay.
Tesla built this thing called the Hornsdale Power Reserve,
Okay.
and it's the largest battery storage facility in the world.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's massive.
Wow.
And it's basically a giant backup power source,
Okay.
so it can stabilize the grid and prevent blackouts.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so they're not just talking about these futuristic systems.
You're actually building them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really cool.
And it's not just about storing energy either. They're also using artificial intelligence in their energy management systems.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have the software that can predict energy demand.
Really?
Yeah, and optimize the charging and discharging cycles.
Wow.
It can even respond to grid emergencies.
Like in real time.
Yeah, crazy, right?
That is crazy.
So it's not just about the hardware, it's about the software and the data, too.
Yeah, that's a really powerful combination.
It is, and it shows how Tesla's approaching energy from all these different angles.
They're not just selling a product.
Right.
They're building an entire platform.
Yeah, a smart, interconnected energy platform.
Okay, so this is all very impressive.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Okay.
These systems are not cheap.
You're right. The upfront cost can be a barrier for a lot of people.
Yeah, a Powerwall can cost you thousands of dollars.
It can, and the Megapack is obviously a lot more than that.
Yeah, but I guess you have to look at the long-term savings.
Right.
Like, if you're making your own solar energy and storing it efficiently,
You could save a lot on your electricity bills.
yeah, potentially thousands over time.
Exactly. And the cost of solar and battery tech is going down.
Yeah, it is.
So these systems are becoming more affordable all the time.
That's good.
And there are government incentives and subsidies in some places.
Oh, right, to help people afford it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the economics are starting to make more sense.
Especially as energy prices keep going up.
Right.
But even if you can afford it, there are still challenges.
Yeah, like what?
Well, we talked about the regulatory hurdles.
Oh, right, with the energy grid.
Yeah, it's designed for a centralized model.
Uh-huh.
And changing that to accommodate all these power walls and megapacks,
Yeah, that's a big deal.
it requires updating a lot of rules and policies.
So it's not going to happen overnight.
No, Tesla's working on it, but it takes time.
Yeah, it's a big system to change.
It is. What else? Well, competition is another challenge.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Tesla's not the only company doing this stuff.
Right. There are other players.
Yeah, there are big energy companies and new startups.
All trying to get a piece of the pie.
Exactly. So Tesla has to stay ahead of the game.
In terms of technology cost and customer experience.
Yeah, they can't just rest on their laurels.
So it's not a guaranteed win for Tesla.
No, they have to keep innovating and executing to be successful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But despite all the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
the overall trend seems to be moving in Tesla's favor.
Okay,
The world is shifting to clean energy.
that's definitely true.
And Tesla's in a great position to be a leader in that transition.
That's a good point.
So now the question is, what does all this mean for investors?
Yeah, that's the big question.
We've heard from the Motley Fool who are a bit cautious about Tesla's valuation. And we've seen how optimistic Bloomberg is about their energy revolution. And we've looked at the specific products and services they're offering. So what's the bottom line?
Is Tesla's energy play something investors should be excited about?
That is the million-dollar question.
It is.
And luckily, we have Morgan Stanley's report,
Oh,
which tries to put a number on that opportunity
okay.
and assess the financial impact of Tesla's energy ambitions.
All right, so in the final part of our deep dive,
We're going to take a closer look at that Morgan Stanley report
yeah, let's see what they have to say.
and see if we can figure out if Tesla's big bet on the future of energy is worth it.
Okay, I'm ready when you are. And we are back for the final part of our Tesla deep dive.
Time to wrap things up.
It is. So we've looked at Tesla's successes and challenges with electric vehicles.
Yeah, their core business.
Exactly. And we've really explored their vision for clean energy.
Uh-huh.
But now it's time to bring it all together
Okay.
and look at what the financial experts have to say.
Yeah, the investor perspective.
Exactly. So remember that report from Morgan Stanley?
Tesla. Beyond EVs.
Yeah, decarbonizing the world.
That's the one.
So they've done a lot of analysis.
And they've crunched the numbers.
To see if Tesla's energy play is something investors should care about.
Right, because it's not just about today.
Yeah, they're looking way ahead into the future.
Exactly, like they estimate that the market for battery storage could hit $500 billion by 2030.
Wow, $500 billion.
Yeah, it's a massive market.
But can Tesla really get a big piece of that?
Well, Morgan Stanley thinks so.
Okay, why? What makes them so special in the energy world?
Well, they have a few advantages.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, their battery tech expertise.
They make their own batteries, right?
Exactly. They design and manufacture them in-house.
Yeah, so they're not just buying them from someone else.
Right, which gives them more control over the quality and the cost.
Yeah, that vertical integration thing.
Yeah, it pops up everywhere with Tesla.
Gives them a lot of control.
Uh-huh.
What else?
Their brand recognition is huge.
People already know and trust Tesla.
Yeah, they associate them with innovation and sustainability.
So they have a head start when it comes to clean energy.
Exactly. People are already looking to them for solutions.
And they're probably willing to pay a premium?
Probably.
Okay, what's the third factor?
Their vertically integrated business model.
Oh, right. We talked about that.
They control everything.
From manufacturing to installation to maintenance.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
So they're a one-stop shop for clean energy.
Makes it easy for customers.
Okay, so let's talk money.
Right. Financials.
What kind of growth are we looking at for Tesla's energy business?
Morgan Stanley estimates their energy revenue could grow by 40% per year.
Wow, 40% every year for the next 5 years.
That's what they're saying.
That's incredible.
Especially compared to their automotive revenue.
Which is growing much slower.
Yeah, only about 20% per year.
So even though cars are still their main thing,
right, the bread and butter,
the energy business is catching up fast.
It is.
Okay, so we've got a big market,
Uh-huh.
strong advantages for Tesla,
Yeah.
and huge growth potential.
That's the bull case.
It is. But Morgan Stanley isn't just being optimistic for no reason.
Oh, no. They've done their homework.
They've really dug into the numbers.
They've analyzed Tesla's financials and their market position.
And they've looked at the big picture.
The trends in clean energy.
Yeah, so they're not just betting on hype.
No, it's a calculated assessment.
So what's the bottom line?
Do they think Tesla's energy business is the real deal?
Yeah, is it something investors should be excited about?
Morgan Stanley says yes.
Okay.
They even think Tesla's energy business could be worth $400 billion by 2030.
400 billion with a B.
Yeah, that's what their analysis shows.
Okay, now I see why they called their report Tesla, Beyond EVs Decarbonizing the World.
Yeah, they really think Tesla could lead the way in clean energy.
They're not just changing the car industry.
Right, they're going after the entire energy landscape.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
So we started this deep dive with the Motley Fool,
Yeah.
and they were urging some caution about Tesla's high valuation.
Yeah, and the challenges they face with EVs.
Right. But then we have Morgan Stanley.
With a completely different perspective.
Yeah, they're saying Tesla's energy business could be the key
to unlocking even more value.
It's interesting how different those views are.
It is. It shows how complex investing can be.
Yeah, you have to look beyond the headlines.
And think about the long-term potential.
And that's what we've tried to do in this deep dive.
We've explored all sides of the story.
The good, the bad, and the potentially revolutionary.
Yeah, the bull case, the bear case, and the energy revolution.
But ultimately, the decision of whether or not to invest in Tesla is up to you.
It is.
Hopefully this deep dive is giving you the information you need
to make an informed decision.
Yeah, we've looked at the numbers, we've weighed the arguments, and we've explored the possibilities.
And now it's your turn
to decide what you think about Tesla's future.
And whether you believe in their vision
for a cleaner, more sustainable world.
Yeah, it's a big question.
It is. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Tesla.
We'll see you next time for another exciting exploration.